What drives a king to expand his rule to the very edge of the unknown?
Both the Kadiri and the Mongols consider me insignificant. I will show them what I am capable of. Conquer as many villages as you can and defeat their petty armies in the field. Only then will they realize the mistake they have made and recognize me as their superior.
This dense jungle cannot provide supplies for many people. Luckily, conquering enemy villages will help us support a larger population.
You heard the man. Let's quickly spam out some light infantry to take over the nearby villages. A village is considered taken when its tower is destroyed. Destroying will automatically spawn a new tower in the same spot, flying our flag. But the various enemy factions can also destroy the tower, exchanging control of villages back and forth like a chess game.
The Mongols and Kadiri have been fighting quite intensely, and everywhere there is abandoned equipment to be found. We can use it to hasten our military advancements.
This is an interesting alternative to the usual total warfare. We need to defeat our enemies, yes, but also control as many villages as we can. Each village raises our population limit, allowing us to train a bigger, stronger army. There are even some neutral camps which reward us with technologies or units once we clear them. Those techs, normally researchable, have been disabled to incentivize the side quest.
Apa syasananya, Baginda?
Our Karambit warriors have easily cleared the first village, raising our population limit by 5. We can continue taking more and more villages, but eventually, we will encounter villages with strong defenders that can defeat the Karambit warriors. Karambit warriors are just light infantry with fast training time and low stats. They only occupy half a population each and are meant to be trash units.
We have found abandoned infantry equipment.
Apa syasananya, Baginda? Angkat sanjata.
Our economy is still in the process of setting up, so these Karambit warriors will fill in for now. Eventually, we want to transition to the famous Malay battle elephants.
Aku mengumpulkan.
Malays are a pretty interesting civilization centered on battle elephants. While there are others that can produce elephants, the Malay have a large discount for elephants. This discount makes the Malay one of the only civs that actually use battle elephants at all. Elephants, while powerful, come with a very expensive price tag. At a competitive level, they are usually skipped for cheaper options, such as knights. Elephants cannot easily run away from fights, making them vulnerable to their counter units, such as pointy sticks and monks. Their slow speed also makes them bad at raiding, as enemy villagers can just keep running away for a long time. For this reason, the knight line is normally preferred over the elephant. But the Malay have very bad knights, as we lack 2 armor upgrades. This lack of armor also applies to Malay elephants, which make them the worst elephants among all civilizations that can train elephants. Still, even the worst elephants ever, are still stronger than the majority of unit types on the battlefield. Elephants just have so much HP that they can be used like medieval panzers. They also have massive trample damage. The civilizations that have stronger elephants usually end up not actually using those elephants at all. The problem is cost. An elephant costs so much that it would short-circuit our economy to produce a lot of them. Therefore we have bad elephants, but at least we use them. The Malay campaign is one of the more difficult ones across multiple missions. Even this mission pits us against Mongols, which have a unique unit, the Mangudai. The Mangudai are known for their speed and hit-and-run tactics. They may not deal enough damage to bring down an elephant, but can kite our armies forever and be extremely annoying. Worse yet, Mangudai also have anti-siege bonus, So we are forced to use elephants to damage their base. While the Mongols will be our main enemy, they will actually make an offer to temporarily ally with us to defeat other enemies. There are some who will suggest using this temporary alliance to set up a betrayal, which is actually historically accurate for the story of Raden Wijaya. But today we are feeling charitable. We will not betray the Mongols. We will just kill them. The other two enemies are also Malay like us. The Kadiri have a castle we must destroy, although we don't have to eradicate them totally. Singasari trains elephants of their own to counter ours. Interestingly, the Mongols will not just fight us, but also the Kadiri and Singasari. Therefore we can take advantage of the Mexican standoff. The basic plan is to let them all waste resources killing each other, then showing up late and wiping them all.
Aku penumpang kayu, aku akan merawatnya.
We will not need to engage in actual warfare in the beginning. The map is pretty vast with many neutral villages to conquer, and the various enemy factions will take a long time to locate us in the dense jungle. Therefore we shall build a strong economy first, as Malay elephants, while cheap enough to be affordable, are still not that cheap.
Aku pengerti.
They cost the same as knights, which is a unit that requires a strong economy to sustain production.
Aku pemangun gedung.
Apa sasananya, Baginda?
Aku tuha buru.
The cost is mainly food, as elephants eat a lot. We will need to gather the food via hunting, foraging, and farming.
Siap. Aku panggali tambang. Apa sasananya, Baginda? Swasti. Siap. Iya. Siap.
Swasti.
There is no real need to wall our base as the various village towers form natural choke points.
Siap.
Those towers aren't just decorative flags to signify territorial control, but also fire real and painful arrows. We need to time our attack just right to reap the maximum rewards. Too early, and we don't have enough elephants. Too late, and either the Mongols or Singasari have gained the upper hand over the other, and can now focus on us. It's usually the Mongols, though, as their Mangudai are really strong once massed.
Iya. Aku tuha buru.
The Mongols are not only able to defeat Singasari solo without any help from us, but once they have the Mangudai who's our death ball going, it is so difficult for our own slow elephants to deal with. We would be forced to tech into counter units for Mangudai, but Malay don't have anything to properly counter the Mongols. So we don't want to allow the Mongols time to get to their powerful late game. We will hit them with so much force that there is no late game in the first place.
Aku pemangun gedung.
This village in the center is well defended, but capturing it will grant us access to a lot of map control. Once we have it, we can advance in any direction, towards the Kadiri, Mongols, or Singasari.
Aku pemangun gedung. Swasti. Aku pemangun gedung. Iya, siap.
Our economy is still struggling to take off, but we will need at least 8 battle elephants to take this village without massive losses.
Siap.
The Karambit warriors we still own will not be of much help at all.
Apa sasananya, Baginda? Iya. Siap, Swasti. Siap.
Apa sasananya, Baginda? Aku pemangun
Siap.
gedung.
Siap.
The low population cap means we cannot just mass produce workers. We will need space for the army.
Swasti. Apa syasananya, Baginda? Ia. Aku panumbang kayu. Aku pengerti. Aku pemangun gedung. Yasaku ka, Baginda.
The plan is simple. Fast-moving karambits to snipe the siege, then run away. The elephantos will finish the job.
Maju. Aku pengerti. Aku marwat. Ya, Baginda. Aku pengerti. Swasti. Aku pemangun gedung.
Apa sasananya, Baginda? Swasti. Iya. Siap. Iya. Siap. Siap.
Iya.
We have captured the central village. Now our next goal is to expand in all directions, taking as much neutral territory as we can before declaring war.
Swasti. Siap. Siap.
While some people like to train a diverse army, the genius of our strategy is simplicity. We will just focus on elephants and elephants, keeping our costs down.
Siap. Siap.
In fact, the only reason we will train some monks is to collect relics. We won't really use them much at all.
Apa syasananya, Baginda?
The pure elephant strategy is kind of ridiculous, as it doesn't answer the question of how we deal with Mangudai at all. But this single-minded obsession will make us really powerful when we engage in fighting. The enemy does not use pointy sticks or monks, so we can go ham with the spam.
With the material we found in the siege workshop, we were able to produce several advanced siege units. The Mongols have left useful cavalry equipment behind.
This trebuchet and 2 siege rams are Imperial age level, and very useful. We cannot advance to Imperial on this level, so these siege weapons are not replaceable if destroyed.
Apa sasananya, Baginda? Siap, Swasti. Siap.
We have found abandoned infantry equipment.
Iya. Siap. Aku marwat. Siap.
These dense jungles do feel claustrophobic.
Oh,
It doesn't feel like a regular map at all.
Iya. Aku biasa di Baginda. Aku akan merawatnya.
Apa
Aku
sasananya,
Marwan.
Baginda?
Aku akan merawatnya.
These bows and arrowheads will be useful to us.
Iya, aku penggali tambang. Siap. Aku panumbang kayu.
The Mongols are destroying this neutral tower.
The
We
enemy
don't want
of
to
our
interrupt
enemy
them,
is
so we
our
will wait.
friend.
Once the
What do
Mongols
you
capture
think
this
of
village,
making an
their army will
alliance
leave.
against Kadiri?
Fighting them head on right now will just bog us down with our elephants still scattered in random places everywhere.
Yasaku ka Baginda.
As we predicted, the Mongols left. The solo tower is easy pickings for us now. While the Mongols seek an alliance, this offer is only temporary. We have 10 minutes until it expires, and then they will turn their armies against us. For now, though, they are more interested in fighting Singasari and Kadiri. How much do you think we can accomplish in 10 minutes?
Apa sasananya, Baginda? Siap.
As the Mongols just captured this tower recently, their headquarters must be nearby.
Yasaku ka Baginda.
Elephants deal bonus damage against buildings, and while they are slow, buildings are not known to run away.
Swasti. Apa sasananya, Baginda?
Siap.
Well, hello there. That's a nice stable you are building.
Iya, aku Baginda. Iya, siap. Aku pemangun gedung.
There are some Mongol units here, but the majority of their army just left their base a minute ago. They are probably engaged in combat versus Singasari right now.
Aku mengerti.
It will be a real shame if some elephants were to walk right in the front door right now, Mongols. Yes, the Mongols have a castle, which fires lots of arrows and deals a lot of damage. No, our elephants do not care at all.
Iya. Siap.
Iya. Angkat senjata.
The Mongols have sent some light cavalry, but as these horse units are melee and lack the range of the Mangudai, they can't kite, and are easily trampled when they do engage our elephants. Meanwhile, our trebuchet found a nice spot to range the enemy Mangudai castle over the river.
Majukan sanjata.
A few cavalry archers try to hit and run, but with their backs against the riverbank, they run out of space quickly. We will keep a few elephants here to defend the treb, preventing any snipes.
Apa syasananya baginda? Maju!
Both Mongol castles have fallen simultaneously. As these production structures are required to train Mangudai, I guess the Mongols will simply not be able to use Mangudai against us. The units that they did create so far have tragically died in their ongoing skirmish against Singasari, far away from this base. Meanwhile, our elephants have destroyed everything and are trampling down fleeing Mongol villagers. They just have a few towers now, and a town center at the corner, but zero military.
Ya baginda. Aku Marwan.
While the Mongol villagers are running, they are unable to gather resources, hence unable to train new armies. Definitely not cavalry archers, which are pretty expensive.
The Mongols have run out of supplies and fear the coming monsoon rains, so they are retreating to China. Let us take what they leave behind. This abandoned mine has a large cache of civilian tools.
Siap, aku akan merawatnya.
Apa syasananya baginda?
No, they didn't fear the coming monsoon rains. Our elephants were just a few meters away from their last remaining town center, so they feared getting wiped out. That was pretty anticlimactic for a foe that was supposed to be challenging. We defeated the Mongols with still a minute to spare on the clock.
Siap.
Now we have just the Kadiri and Singasari to deal with, and the mission is won. Unfortunately, Singasari won't be that easy, as he has elephants like us. As for Kadiri, they have a tightly walled fortress, but few troops. Despite being pop-capped, we will take on both enemies at once, to save time.
Siap. Swasti. Iya, baginda. Aku pengerti.
Apa sasananya baginda? Swasti. Siap.
While we move the troops into position, we are reminded that elephants walk slowly, so the actual attack is going to take a while to get started.
Swasti.
Siap.
Singasari has mangonels behind locked gates, allowing him to deal enormous amount of damage to our elephants before we can break through. Unlike arrows, which are just annoying, this is going to actually hurt us.
Siap, siap. Siap.
Therefore we are going to need a lot of stables behind this push, to train new elephants to replace dead elephants. We broke through Singasari's gate, but our elephants are very badly injured and cannot fight much longer. We also broke through Kadiri's gate, and as Kadiri doesn't have mangonels, our elephants look pretty healthy here. Trebuchets outrange castles, so there is no need for us to risk elephant lives by diving in for the siege.
Siap.
Doing so might leave our one treb open to a Kadiri sniper, so all we need to do is play safe, and let our elephants stand ground around the treb. Our army outnumbers Kadiri, so he will not dare to engage us, but if he does not, his castle will fall. A lose-lose situation. It's going to take a long time for a lone treb to down the castle, but we have time to spare, as Singasari still has a lot of his base left. Those are some pretty nasty elephants he's got. But we have so much more map control than him that we must have mined more gold, and thus, more elephants. Elephants cost more food than gold, so ironically, we are going to just buy lots of food to keep up the elephant spam. We can tell that Singasari is weakening, as our elephants are starting to push in further and even kill villagers. Soon we will be able to take his town center. collapse of this town center seals the deal. Singasari is defeated. Meanwhile, Kadiri lost without a fight at all. His elephants just gave up once the castle fell.
With Kadiri conquered, and the Mongols fleeing to China like cowards, it is time for the Majapahit to become the one true Indonesian empire.
By capitalizing on the timing windows given by the Mongols vs the Kadiri, we were able to make the pure elephant spam work as a strat.
I heard the story of Arya Wiraraja many times when I was a child. Through the cunning of the Council, he defeated both his Javanese overlords and the mighty Mongols.